And where are we?
We are in Africa. We're gonna do the safari. Yeah. The whole thing.
We're gonna do the safari, guys. We're in Africa. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have. Maybe they have a pineapple here later.
They have corn. I want corn. Boys, do you have
It's okay. We're going to this safari.
It's called Kilimanjaro Safari.
Are you having fun yet?
Yes, I'm just tired. But it's worth it. It's really hot.
Hot and humid here in Orlando, while in Colorado
It's snowing.
we heard that it dumps like 2 inches or 3 inches of snow, or more than that. That's a good.
It's winter time in Colorado. They just had snow like all night.
Yeah.
2 nights ago.
Alright guys, see you guys later, okay? That's gonna be our ride.
Your hands, arms, feet and legs inside, and remember to watch your children. Your transport will be arriving shortly. Asante Sana. Enjoy your adventure at Kilimanjaro Safari.
Alrighty, explorers, as we like to say,
Kilimanjaro Safari. Para su seguridad, permanezcan sentados y mantengan las manos tras sus pies y piernas.
Here we go.
Expected manners should not lie. Once aboard the safari.
Oh, sorry, hand.
It's okay, honey.
On the right side, watch your hands, arms, feet, and legs. Don't just slide and close.
Those are closed. You are up there.
Thank you, Warren. Alright, my friends, as we say here in Harambe, it's one day, and that means let's go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Kilimanjaro Safari. My name is Axel, and I'll be your driver for the day. Or for the next week. Who knows? Might get lost. Tend to do that sometimes. But before we head in, I have a couple quick safety reminders. Refrain from making any noises at the animals or yelling or anything like that because they do get scared pretty easily. We don't want to do that. But with all that being said, our first stop here is going to be the Little Ituri Forest. The animals here in the forest are really good at blending in with their surroundings, so let's look closely once we're in there and see what we can find first.
It's like going to Kaparispisan. Or, I don't know. Oh, I spot some zebra over there.
Well, hiding inside this bush down here on the right side, I do see a bongo. Bongo is also known as the ghost of the forest because it's very good at hiding. Their large horns lean back, which allows them to get through thick and tangled underbrush much easier. Over on the far right side, walking all the way back there, is the okapi. The okapi is very shy and reclusive. A lot of people think it's related to the zebra because of the black and white stripes on its legs, but it's not. It's actually the closest living relative to the giraffe. A couple more bongos up on the left side here. An easy way to tell the males apart from the females is by looking at their necks. The males have much darker necks than the females do. So there was one male up there. Alright, this big black and white bird you're about to see, kind of right by the edge of the water down here on the left side, is the saddle-billed stork. They can get up to 5 feet tall, and they have a 9-foot wingspan. It's about as wide as the canopy over your head right now. It's pretty big. There's also a black rhino on the left side.
Oh, rhino.
The black rhino can get up to about 3,000 pounds. It also has no natural predators. But its biggest threat is humans because they're poached for their horns, which are made out of keratin. The same stuff our fingernails and hair are made out of. Really quick, if you look above your head, you'll see an animal spotting guide. Those are a lot of the animals we're going to get to see today. Can't guarantee we'll see every single one because they each have different migration, eating, and sleeping patterns, but I have a good feeling we'll see quite a few of them out here. So just keep an eye out. Not seeing much yet. Let's check the left side. They spend most of their day submerged in water to keep out of the heat. Then they come out of the water at night, which is when they're most active. I don't see any more hippos. Looks like he took it straight out of the ground and stuck its roots out. It's leafless for about 9 months out of the year. They can store thousands of gallons of water in its trunk for the drought. The water stored in its trunk can be consumed by animals who are migrating or who are just thirsty and can't find water anywhere else. That gives it its second nickname, the Tree of Life. Find first. There's quite a few of them I'm already seeing over here. Alright, so the first one is going to be on your right, far right side, is the Maasai giraffe. The Maasai giraffe is the tallest land animal on Earth. They can grow anywhere from 18 to 20 feet tall. And in fact, they're so tall that when the babies are born, they drop 6 feet straight down to the ground. Ouch. They learn how to walk and run within the first hour of life. They sleep standing up most of the time, mainly to get away from predators quickly if they need to. There's also some wildebeest coming up on the right side. The wildebeest has one of the largest migration patterns on Earth. 1.5 million to 2 million of them migrate every single year. And they learn how to walk and run within the first 15 minutes of life. Mainly because there's always predators after them, so they have to learn how to get away fairly quickly. But if one wildebeest is slowing down the herd, they do have to leave it behind, so it has to learn to adapt. Up ahead on the left side, I am seeing some African wild dogs. Let's see if we can pull up next to them here. The African wild dog is also known as the painted dog because of the pattern on its fur. They're the most successful hunters in the wild, catching about 90% of the prey they hunt. The way they catch their prey is by chasing it until it passes out from exhaustion. They can run very long distances without getting tired. A lot of people think they're related to hyenas because they kind of look similar, but they're not. They're completely different species. These are more related to the dogs that we know. And coming up on the left, you'll see another giraffe, another wildebeest, but there's also the Ankole cattle, this animal with really big horns. It's the only domesticated animal on the reserve. Their horns can get up to 6 feet long. They use them as a cooling mechanism, letting blood flow through and not let out any excess body heat. The horns may look really big and heavy, but they're actually kind of hollow on the inside. The inside looks like a honeycomb structure with veins running all throughout. We're also passing some termite mounds here. Termite mounds are made out of dirt, spit, and dung. Elephants will use them as scratching posts, and goats and other smaller animals will use them as lookout posts. They stand right on the very top, and that way they get a 360-degree view of any predators that might be coming out. A lot more giraffes over here. So a couple more things about the giraffe. They only sleep about 30 minutes a day. Please remain seated at all times. Please remain seated. Sentados, por favor. Gracias. They only sleep for about 30 minutes a day, and they eat for 20 hours a day. Sounds like a good ratio to me. They have the same number of vertebrae in their necks as humans do. We both have 7. Theirs are just a little bit bigger than ours. They also have a prehensile tongue. Basically what that means is their tongue can bend just like our fingers. Helps them grip on the leaves better while they're eating. Their tongues are about 18 inches long. They're also purple. Looks pretty cool. So he's not fully grown. He's still a little younger, but he's still pretty big. Alright, there's also some Hartman's Mountain zebras coming up on the right side here. I know they're Hartman's Mountain zebras because of their stripes. Their stripes are thicker in the back, but they get a little thinner as they move forward. No two zebras have the same stripe pattern because they're all unique, just like our fingerprints. If you're wondering whether they're black with white stripes or white with black stripes, they're black with white stripes. You know that because their muzzle is they're pretty well hidden back there. But something you can actually see down here is the greater flamingo, the lightest shade of pink out of all the flamingos. They get their color from the brine shrimp they eat. And they are born gray, so if you see some gray or white ones down there, those are the newer ones that just haven't gotten their full color yet. But they will eventually. They just need to eat a little more shrimp, which doesn't sound too bad to me. By the way, that's an odd shape for an island. I don't think I've ever seen one shaped like that before.
Hey.
And it looks like we're about to get moving here. Alright, so now that everyone's going to be able to see these rhinos, I'll talk about it. So, despite their name, they're not actually white. They're more of a gray color. They get their name from the Afrikaans word "weit," which means wide, because they have wide mouths. I think the name kind of just got lost in translation there. They're also pretty blind. They can't see more than a couple feet in front of them, so they mainly rely on their hearing. There's a couple on top of the house, a couple on the front porch, a couple inside the car, inside the back of the car there. The splash song. And we're back at base camp just like that. It only took us about 2 weeks.
We're getting some little snack, guys. What are you buying?
Pretzels, hot dogs, corn on the cob, and then churros. Corn on the cob can also have African spices.
Looks yummy. What are you gonna buy? You're gonna buy a hot dog?
Mom and Derek are getting corn. I'm getting drinks.
Okay. So we got the pretzel.
We could get water. Like this water.
Wanna go and find the
I'm gonna go
egg
get water.
rolls? Okay then.
Oh, those are over in
All the way somewhere.
I need Derek's bag. I think he has the map.